So tonight, between whippersnappening and doing some lawn care and other stuff, trying to set up this screen because my kid's got a couple of projection things that have Bluetooth and Wi-Fi and basically give TV. Well, I've always been a little unhappy with this screen, and I always want it a little bit bigger. So I put this thing up, and my daughter brought down her football projection screen thingy, but that thing needs like 8 to 9 feet. It's freaking huge. Well, I looked it up, and them things are expensive. I mean, I already bought this one, but I destroyed the first one because I got frustrated in trying to hang it alone and didn't ask for help. Anyway, that's another story. So they've got these little projection things that are going on at Amazon, and I think they're fantastic, and I always want a little bigger TV, so that's great, and that's fine, but that's not the point of my post. The point of my post is I was busy doing stuff, and I got to the liquor store a little late, was going to buy my usual. I arrived at the liquor store, I walked up, went through the door, blah, 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 got what I wanted, all that stuff. Anyway, there was this little old lady sitting there, and she was in this walking, sitting type chair. And like an asshole, I walked by her, put my stuff on the counter, not realizing she was being waited on. So I was looking around, I'm like, well, where's the cashier? And I went, oh, wait a minute. Then the old lady said, yeah, the cashier is waiting on me. I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to take up your time. Well, now I felt like a complete fucking asshole. So while standing there doing this transaction and trying to buy my beer and all that stuff, I said, you know what? I'm going to take a moment from someone I follow on Facebook, Zach Rushing. Very nice man, comedian. Hope you follow him. But I decided to do that. So I stepped back, and there's a gentleman standing next to me, tall fellow, got a big beard. I didn't think of it at the time. But anyway, got talking to this lady, and she kept apologizing and saying, I'm sorry. I'm like, you know what? And when I say, you know what, I'm in my head. So I just decided to say, you know what? In my head, I'm going, this lady's elderly. I can see she's well into her 70s. She's in this walker, and she's sitting here waiting for the clerk to attend to her. So I backed off. I took a step back. And I looked at the other guy, and I'm like, sup? He nodded at me. The old lady said a few things, and it doesn't really matter. But anyway, long story short, I looked at the guy, I said, do you mind? He said, no. So we absolutely let that old lady go through. Then I looked at that fellow, I said, thanks for being a good sport. You go on ahead of me. And he looked at me like shocked, like, really? He did. He went ahead of me. He paid for his stuff, and he turned back. He looked at me, and he said, you, sir, have a good night. I said, you as well. And him and I had a couple of words, and you're about to hit it. So when I got to the cashier and I was trying to pay for my stuff, the girl looked at me and she's like, I'm sorry it took so... I said, no worries. I said, don't worry about it. And within the conversation of the old lady and this other guy, I had no place to be, so it wasn't a big deal. But that guy was shocked that I let him go ahead of me. And when I got to the cashier, like I said to that fellow before I got to the cashier, this is my statement, and this comes from Zach Rushing. Shout out to Zach Rushing, because this is one of his statements. It takes more time to be an asshole than to be kind.